here on a very Christmas Garden Report. What are we doing?
Merry Christmas, John. Merry Christmas to everybody watching here, and Merry Christmas to the Boston Celtics, who had a really good showing tonight against a tough Bucks team. I mean, I don't think Giannis had a good game by any stretch, but credit for getting him out of his comfort zone, and everybody can just complete their nice little holiday today. In Boston.
And we're happy to be joined by those of you who hate your families as much as we do.
Yeah, I just have to shut my family down, and they just asked me for a family photo. I said I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Can't, Ma.
I have my
Garden
Celtics
Report.
I'm with my Celtics family, Ma. I told you.
This it's not like back in the school days here.
I told you to have dinner ready before. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Anyway.
We'll get through it like every Christmas.
We will get through it. We will keep it brief. We do have Josue Pavon and Bobby Manning at the Garden. We'll try to welcome them in a little bit. Nick Gelso's in the chat. He might as well just jump on the friggin' show. I don't know what he's doing. He's being shy. I think he wants an invite. Yes, Nick, you can come on and say Merry Christmas.
He's probably been sipping on some martinis all day.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to show himself. Cheers, by the way, everyone. I did tell everybody to bring a little holiday cheer with them. Okay, John, I see you.
Yep. Cheers. I got a little. What are you drinking?
Cheers. Yeah, what are you drinking?
Some bourbon.
I'll be honest. I just tossed very hectically a vodka soda together. So
I wanted to make my White Russian. I did not have time.
I did too, but I'll be honest. I had a brownie sundae earlier, and I'm on too high of a level right now to be too sweet. Too sweet.
I'd just been drinking some wine, so I just don't feel like
yeah. I might still have one late
that. I might
still have one late one.
I might. I didn't consume that much, Jimmy. I was overcome by. I just cooked. When you're the host, you stress. You eat a little along the way, but then I didn't really eat much of the food.
Stress eating.
I'm looking forward to getting actually digging in a little bit because I didn't get a chance to. Oh my God. We're off the air.
John's
We're
down.
I'm down.
John, you're gonna tell me that you're not drunk.
Too much wine.
John is literally hanging by a thread right now.
Too much wine.
Nice socks.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, dude. This is cut. We're gonna have to cut this part of the show out.
Tim, cut this part out. Take 2. Welcome in everybody to the Garden Report.
And we're
Holiday
live.
edition. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
How are you, Jimmy? Good to see you.
Yep. Celtics beat the Bucks 139-118.
Yep.
And we're off.
We're going to start the show right now at 7:53 and go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, cheers. I don't know if you're drinking anything over there, John, but
I've got some bourbon. Why?
Yeah, this is a vodka soda. I put it together very haphazardly.
Thinking about a White Russian, decided to pass.
You know what it is? I'm too full. Everything's too sweet,
Well, we are happy to have you guys here. Dirk, Australia.
All right.
It's been Christmas.
Is it like Christmas over there still?
No, it's closer to Valentine's Day than it is Christmas right now. Yeah.
Happy New Year's to
in
Dirk.
Australia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That
Dirk.
was good stuff. Josue, give us a thumbs up when you're ready to join, and we'll add to the party here.
We're binky stoppers. I don't even know what that means, but I'll co-sign that. Now let's get good versus workhorse teams too. Yeah, that's fair. There's some tough teams that the Celtics need to outwork, not necessarily outscore.
All right, here we go. Starting the show.
And we're off.
What's funny is I'm not,
Yeah, you know what? Just let it go.
Dead sober.
It happened. It
happened. I can't.
Yeah, dead sober. You're like, I just had some wine. I got a little bourbon.
Are you kidding? Wine? I drink that to sober up. That's just
to find your equilibrium.
Right. That's what I drink to come down.
Where do we even start? I don't even know.
Where do we start? Look,
shots fell. They came out. Thank God they did. I was 5 o'clock is the witching hour on Christmas because you've been up, if you have kids, you've been up for 12 hours at that point anyways, and you've been going nonstop. At this point, most likely you've had a couple drinks. You just had a massive meal, especially if you were timing it to go before the game. And if the Celtics come out slow and it becomes an ugly one, you might just nod off. But the Celtics, it was the opposite. Horford does his typical corner three to kick things off. Jaylen Brown was hot to get things. Everybody was hitting three. I think they were 5 for 6 from 3 to start. It's as simple as that. You hit the shots, you're gonna jump out to a lead. Now, credit to the Bucks. They hung around. They ended up making it a 1-point game at halftime, which I was a little nervous about because I thought the Celtics played pretty well, and then they kind of let the Bucks climb back in that second half. Like second half of the second half, Brown misses the 3 straight free throws, which is kind of tough to go into the half that way. But they came out strong. Tatum, another 40-point game. I feel like he's breaking a record every single
like
game.
Like a ho-hum 40-point game. He just got it.
He's breaking a record like every single tonight he's like the youngest player in the last 12 years to score 40 plus on Christmas. I saw that online somewhere. I think he's like the 3rd most points in a Celtic uniform on Christmas. So this guy's just consistently making a name for himself in Boston. As Bobby would say, this one will go down in the history books.
We are going to talk about where we were when Jaylen Brown scored 41 points against an undermanned Bucks team on Christmas. So Josue will welcome you in. Look, I hate to simplify it in the whole make-miss league sort of universe, but holy crap, did they make shots? The shoot, Josue, kind of noisy behind you, buddy. I don't know if it's a headphone issue or what's picking up. But go ahead and talk. What do you got?
Am I good? You guys got me?
Yeah, it sounds like there's a PA announcer behind you, but you sound good.
Yeah, is that Eddie Palladino behind you?
Something like that.
Look at the numbers. 60% from the floor, almost 50 from 3, 20 of 25 free throws. A ridiculous game. 139. This was an early in the season game, where it's just kind of like the other team's trying to keep it close and the Celtics are just splash, 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 and then the ball game is over. Jaylen, started strong, kind of went astray, and then in the fourth quarter, just friggin' everything. Bang, 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 bang. Tatum, all night. Just a ridiculous game tonight in terms of like the stuff that was falling and how easy it looked. Some of these were not easy shots they were making either. They just friggin' lit it up. But Josue, you're there. You have the benefit of getting to see it in person, and good energy night. You could tell this felt like they were kind of. You figured Golden State's that game they would have gotten up for, and they weren't, and they got smoked. This game felt like they were definitely up tonight. They were into it. Yeah.
And you can see they can control the tempo. But also, I was concerned going into the second half, and I talked to Bobby about that during our halftime report, about just how the Bucks were comfortable offensively. In the sense of hanging around, right? They were shooting well over 50% at the half.
Yep.
You saw that sort of that transition into, if they can just keep going a little bit longer, they're going to hang around. But then came Tatum. That third quarter from Jason Tatum was the difference. He was the best player on the floor. And, of course, a floor that also had Giannis Antetokounmpo on there. He outplayed him, and I think that certainly was a big part of this. And that offense was contagious for the Celtics as well. They flirted with 60% from the floor, even when the garbage guys came in. Man, they were still clicking on all cylinders. Luke Cornett with the dunk, with the little, I don't know what that was, another flex or some sort of shout out to somebody, some sort of homage, I guess. But that's how they looked offensively. It was contagious, I think, for sure.
Yeah, Bobby's gonna whip out the Cornett translator and talk to him, I'm sure, like 55 minutes from now while we wait for him to come on the show. And he's like, wait a second, I got to figure out what Luke was trying to say. But we'll get to him eventually. Gelso, they're dying for you, buddy. Just come on, join us. At least pop in and say hello.
John, I think he needs the link. Do you have the link for him? He just texted us.
What?
Yeah, apparently he doesn't know how to access.
He owns the freaking company. Access the thing.
He literally creates the link, but he doesn't have the link.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how does that work?
You gotta spoon feed him the link to get on his own show.
Take the back door. All right, I just sent it to him. Anyway, thank you guys. Merry Christmas to all.
Hold that door.
Appreciate you guys joining us.
Hold that door.
Hold that door. It was fun, man. It's fun to see that. In terms of, I hate saying like, what can we learn from it? I hate the fact Middleton didn't play. Here's the problem. Somebody tweeted this at me. Like, is Middleton entering Kemba territory? No, I don't think so. But Middleton having a tough time staying healthy here is going to be a concern for the Bucks this year for sure. But again, this was a measuring stick game. You want to beat the best, if you can. And they didn't have a chance to. Doesn't matter. It's still a very good Bucks team. But the reason it's going to be like, what can we take out of it win is because they shot so friggin' great. So did they get back to anything offensively that was allowing them to play this way, or did the shots just fall?
I think it was being more patient. I think they're not just looking for the first open look every single time, and I think that was sort of wore the Bucks down. I mean, look, they were going back and forth from the beginning. I mean, it wasn't like the Celtics were just completely controlling the entire game, but I felt like on offense, they now know where there's options. You know, they weren't so desperate, and heading into this one, I was worried that the Bucks would get out to a quick start. The Celtics start getting into that panic mode, play as if it's like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. But they never reached that point because they certainly were well in front of the Bucks for most of the night. But they did a really good job in keeping that same sort of focus on offense, and of course, take care of the basketball. You know, really limiting the turnovers and making the Bucks pay on defensive stops for sure. Two quick passes, you know, up the floor, especially in that first quarter. Those defensive stops went a long way, I thought, and I think offensively they were just
Hey, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
More confident. You know, they looked like they were just, making sure that they were going to get the best look no matter what, even though it may not have been the first one. They were just looking for the best look of each possession.
Hold on, they're screaming here, Josue. Keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those games that I certainly think the Bucks wanted to come in here and deliver a message and show to everyone that they're right up there with the Celtics. And of course, you wish Chris Middleton was out there. You wish you could see that whole picture. But the Bucks, this is sort of part of who they are right now this year, right? They have to sort of figure out how to win games without Middleton, and that's not an old story for these guys. But when you're going up against a team like the Celtics, I mean, I think this was a big test for them, and they have to go back and really just assess what happened here and how they can do better for sure. But this is a big win for the Celtics.
Jimmy, did you get that family photo in?
I didn't, unfortunately, for them.
Not for too late.
They literally asked me, like, as the show was like counting down, and I was like, dude, I was around for 6 hours today. So it's not a family photo if I'm not in it. So I guess I'd have to wait.
They could just Photoshop you in. I think
Is that the joke? To get my face all red for my family photo?
So I look like this on camera.
What else? What did I miss?
We got to send John. I think you should lead the show so you can get.
I don't know. I think he would absolutely hate it, to be completely honest.
I think John would like it.
You think he would like it?
Like what? Hate what?
I think you should leave on Netflix.
The show.
Oh, I've seen it 100 times.
Our favorite show.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
So you like
I know
it.
you guys reference it.
Oh, okay.
I've snuck in references and they've gotten by you a couple of times.
I don't believe that for a
I
second.
have. I've said I don't want to be here anymore a couple of times.
That doesn't get by me. I obviously acknowledge that. Right?
I thought you were just saying that. I didn't know it was a reference.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't even want to be.
What do you?
here
I'm the king of comedy. There's not a lot that is purportedly.
You can't call yourself the king of comedy.
Meaning
Somebody
I love
else
comedy. I'll watch anything if it's supposed to be fun. Like it's not me.
It's just one of those shows.
I'm not funny.
I think most people like comedy. People are like, ugh, comedy.
No, but I'm
get
a
it away from me."
connoisseur.
Okay, so we should go to you for everything funny.
You should.
It's a great show.
Okay, there are some people that just don't get it, and those people I don't even. I've unfriended them. I've taken them out of my life.
Well, if you tell people it's amazing, they're gonna be let down.
Yeah, you can't overhype it. You can't. Yeah. You just have to toss it on. It's honestly funnier seeing what their reaction is.
Yeah.
People
are wondering where Nick is. Last time we tried to get Nick on, his head was like this.
Nick is boomerang right now.
Nick's boomerang hard right now. So we're gonna try to get him on.
It's got the Boston view in the back.
Yeah. Did the Celtics break the Bucks tonight?
Are the Celtics the best Christmas movie? Sorry.
No, the best Christmas song.
What do you think? They got frustrated. You know what I love? I love watching. In the same way, like I'm sure, like when Tatum has these horrible games, other teams will be like, "This guy's not so bad," you know, like, and he hasn't had many this year. So, but when you see Giannis play bad, jacking threes, getting frustrated, you're getting in his head. He can't get where he wants to go, and he can't be his his Giannis self. That makes you feel pretty good, right?
Right.
Like Middleton or no Middleton, when you're able to neutralize one of the most unstoppable forces on the planet, that's a pretty good feeling.
It is. And these guys got shooters too. I mean, you saw that sort of momentum coming in that fourth quarter where he can go to guys for quick threes. But at the same time, the Celtics offense was matching that same energy, right? Guys knocking down three-pointers, shooting well over 50%. I mean, the Bucks, it was just the lead that the Celtics built in that third quarter was just too much to overcome. And of course, that's all Tatum. I mean, those 20 points went a long way heading into the fourth quarter.
1,000%. And they took him out of his comfort zone. You know, he was jacking threes that he should not have been taking.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird to watch some of his play today. Tatum literally dunked on his head, put him on the poster, add him to the list. He's got a couple superstars now.
Another victim.
You know? Yeah, another victim. That was a great dunk. Brown almost had one, not on Giannis, but just on Brook Lopez. Just missed that dunk. So these guys came out with a lot of energy today. They were feeling the Christmas spirit, I think. The crowd was into it. And when you start off the way they did, you can build off it. I mean, so many of their losses over the last couple of weeks have just been horrible starts, where they're constantly trying to claw back in the rest of the way, and you don't allow the other team to start forcing things and to get uncomfortable. And it pretty much looked like when Giannis wasn't able to do what Giannis does, there wasn't enough on that Bucks roster. I mean, Holiday's a great player. We know that. Lopez is playing like one of the best defensive players in the league this season. But the Celtics dropped 139 points on them. Like that's
heavy duty.
Pretty damn serious stuff. They shot almost 60% from the field today. We talked about the 3-pointers falling, especially early on, and just a really impressive win. I mean, and that's why it was important to. Everyone said, "Oh, they didn't even play well against Minnesota." Well, you know what? They did what they had to do. They got the win. They built some momentum up, and they felt good going into this game. Whereas Milwaukee got their doors blown off going into this game, and that does, I think, have a tendency to carry over at points. You're on the road, going on the road. So credit to the Celtics, another good win here, and I think I'm not saying that everything is fixed what was wrong with them, but this is one of those wins that you can definitely hang your hat on, build some momentum, have some confidence about, and feel good, going into the new year here. Yeah, White had a couple threes. Somebody said Derek White didn't suck. Correct. He had a couple threes. He broke his hitless streak, I guess you could call it. So yeah, I mean, what else? How do you think Rob played?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't even want to. I don't know. Still working out. Not great.
Yeah, I know,
not great. But... Not great at all. But I mean, in really reduced minutes. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get
sick still.
I don't want to get there now. But Rob came in, played 14 minutes. When you have Rob and Al healthy, and you're getting Blake Griffin minutes, like way too many Blake Griffin minutes, even though there were only 6, it felt like he was out there for like 30 minutes. that stretch was interminable.
Was that one I didn't think he was horrible, but that one play where
the layup and
he just had the layup, and the old Blake would have just dunked it, but he just missed a layup and then kind of tripped out of bounds, and then they threw the ball off him, and it was just kind of like, it's like, just get him out of the, nobody needs to see that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
is everything fixed? Are we all better? Are the Celtics all better?
I don't think it's that simple. No, it's
in
not.
due time, John. We got to see. They got to make this a habit again, right?
We deal in absolutes.
I mean, I think the Celtics' biggest problem is mental, not talent or X's and O's. It's they started off well tonight. They didn't get into woe is me mode. They didn't get into everyone's against me worlds. So it's more about how I want to see them come back from bad games, so I'm not gonna say everything's fixed, but certainly not everything's like completely broken. I think we can pump the brakes a little bit on this team is a bunch of front runners and frauds. Like it's not one extreme or the other. It's certain situations in game that they need to address, and when they come out firing and hitting shots the way they do, it kind of stops them from having to worry about getting into this mode where they have to find a way and dig deep and claw back from 20 down, and Missoula has to worry about when to take timeouts and when to not and what the guys play. You didn't have to worry about points today. It was just two good teams sort of going back and forth against each other. And yeah, the Celtics kind of pulled away late in that fourth. I think the score is a little bit wider of a margin than maybe the game was for the majority of it.
Totally. They couldn't put them away until they put them away. And then it was over for good.
9 for a while.
Good, good stretch there. Got it up into double digits, and then just blew their doors off. But you're right; it was mostly closer and competitive for most of the game, and then they just put their foot on the gas and literally hit everything down the stretch. Let's pay some bills here before we continue on with the rest of the show. A couple of sponsors we want to tell you about. Rocket Money, this thing's tremendous. Formerly known as Truebill. This is that site that basically goes and finds all of your subscriptions out there that you have, and there are many that you don't know about. Most Americans probably think they're spending about $80 on subscriptions. Reality is you're spending closer to 200. 80% of you have forgotten for sure that you've signed up for something and have no idea you've been paying for it. In some cases for years, and in many cases the price of these things has skyrocketed to a point you're not even aware what you're paying anymore. So what has Rocket Money done? It shows it to you. You're paying this for this, and you can either cancel it or they'll help you find a better rate if you want to stay subscribed to some of these things. You'll literally save hundreds of dollars. I already have. I can guarantee you that. Yeah. So this is actually a really good product. You should go check it out.
You find out, but it's better to know now, right?
It's stunning when you find out. It's stunning. So rocketmoney.com/garden. Go check it out, please. Save hundreds and cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now. And also, Athletic Greens. As we said, New Year, you're going to have to flush out your system a little bit. We've had a lot of White Russians and a lot of, who knows what today. Many slices of pie and roast turkey. And ham and whatever. Yeah.
All types of pie. I had turkey. I even had some turkey pie and coupled with regular pies, like blueberries.
Savory pies? Go get some. Yes.
It's just pies on pies, man.
You got to stop with the pie.
The roast beast.
Yeah. Who carved the roast beef?
Man?
So, scoop of Athletic Greens, cup of water in the morning, 75 vitamins, minerals to get your day started right. It's, mental clarity, alertness, recovery, gut health, literally everything that you're probably going out there and taking a bunch of supplements right now trying to figure out the balance. You can just get it all in one-stop shop here with Athletic Greens. It is basically sugar-free. It fits into any diet plan that you're on right now, keto, paleo, it doesn't matter. Super highly endorsed by medical professionals, athletes, celebrities, 7,000 five-star reviews right now. Really reputable product and one you should check it out. So time to reclaim your health right now. Why wait till the new year? Do it now. Get started now. Go to athleticgreens.com/garden. We're going to make it easy on you. We're going to give you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D, 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Once again, athleticgreens.com/garden for free 1 year. So put the R in that though. Garden.
Garden. Garden.
/garden for a free 1-year supply at 5 of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your purchase. And phenomenal t-shirt. There is a form. DM me. Tell me that you ordered it. I'll send you the form. I think it's also somewhere here in our chat, and someone can put it up for you again. If you have ordered it, submit your receipt
Phenomenal.
And all of your information, and we will absolutely get you your t-shirt. Once again, Celtics, second straight win after kind of being on the schneid here, starting on 0-3.
By the way, real quick, John,
home.
if you do subscribe to AG1, make sure Rocket Money doesn't unsubscribe. That would be counterproductive to what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, you can't have our sponsors warring with one another.
You can't have Rocket Money unsubscribe from AG1. Let's just make that clear.
Yep. Yeah. Other observations from tonight before we start getting goofy and silly. What about what happened late there, Josue? Giannis got frustrated. He hits Jaylen. I loved how Jaylen, took a quick peek around to see if the ref was close by, and then he gets up.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
He's like, "Oh my God, yeah." He's like, "You're there, right? What's up, man?" But whatever. They got a little nasty there. But Giannis got frustrated. What went on with Smart and Thanasis? I missed that whole thing, or on the Bucks bench.
I was gonna ask you guys because obviously they don't show that replay, but he wouldn't stop chirping. It was one of those things where he was like, "Okay, all right, like I heard what you said, but I'm not gonna forget it," type thing. And they were separating.
Who wouldn't stop chirping?
Marcus. It was them. Oh. That was two separate things. There was the Jaylen, scrum or whatever, and then there was Marcus getting into. I don't know if that guy was in the game or not, but it was someone from the Bucks bench. So
we know Thanasis wasn't in the game. That guy's a professional cheerleader for the Bucks. He's just Giannis's brother.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
What a job.
From his direction. I don't know.
What a job.
They didn't show the replay, but yeah, you nailed it, John. I saw exactly when it happened. It was almost as if looking around, let me hit him in the midsection, and let's see how he reacts. And of course, Jaylen sort of gave him the stare down, but it wasn't the kind of reaction that I think he was trying to get out of Jaylen, which was trying to trigger him to get in his phase, get a technical foul, that type of thing. And that's just a sign of you really annoyed Giannis to a point, you know.
Yeah,
he was
got frustrated.
Yeah, that's the way I looked at that.
I didn't even think Jaylen didn't even look like Jaylen did much.
Real quick, Paul, thank you very much. Merry Christmas
Thank
to
you,
you
Paul.
and yours as well.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul's a good guy. Chat with him on Twitter too.
We got to find a way to like hide these super chats on your credit card bills and call it like, I can't think of what. Thanks
Eats.
again. Also here, T1. We really do appreciate you guys tuning in.
T1.
We're here
What would GBP be?
Yeah.
What would that be? A
I
pound?
don't know. Yeah, the pound.
A Great Britain pound?
Great Britain pound.
Great.
Nice. $8.99.
Thank you very much for real, guys. We're here on Christmas, but you guys are too, so we do enjoy spending a part of the holiday with you guys. We are, however, going to keep this a pretty short show because we do want to let you get back to your families, and we may have to do that as well. What's up, Florida?
What's up, Florida? Florida's part of the U.S., kind of.
Kind of.
Florida's awesome. I'll be honest.
Shout out here
Awesome
again.
spot.
Thank you
We
very
gotta
much for
claim
this
them.
one.
We
Merry
do.
Christmas.
Thanks for your coverage. Hell yeah.
We love it, Australia.
Good on-
We could do well there, I think.
One Australian to join the Celtics. Who would it be? What's his name tonight?
Ingles?
Ingles. Why not? Toss him on the team. I've always loved Ingles. Ingles looks like a guy you would like just see at the Y playing pickup, and you'd be like,
Are we calling Ben Simmons
this
Australian
guy's
for
kind
real?
of a scrub, but and they just
Yeah, he
lights you
counts.
up.
Is Ben Simmons a real Australian?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'll
he's real.
ask Australians.
I'm pretty sure
for
he's
you-
very
For
Australian.
you out there, for you Australians watching right now, do you want him and do you claim him? Like, is he yours? Do you consider him real?
Steven Adams is not Australian, isn't he's
New Zealand.
Is
He's
he
a
New
Kiwi.
Zealand? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close though, right?
Don't tell
say
them
I was
that.
gonna go Baines.
No
or
one from
maybe a
either
couple
place
years ago.
Geographically, it's close.
No one
Maybe
from
Patty
either
Mills
place.
a couple years ago. Maybe.
We do not claim Simmons, says Anas, one of our longest Australian
Interesting.
viewers dating back to the bubble.
Wow.
Absolutely not. We do not claim him.
It's an emphatic
Anyone else?
You know what? You guys need. Oh, you know who I want? No, you know who I want?
It's
Who's that
Bogut.
guy? No, I don't want. Bogut would be cool. They could use some size. I want Deladova.
Luke
Deladova.
Longley, you like Deladova?
Delavadova.
Luke Longley.
Deli. Just go with Deli.
Deli. Aaron Baines, obviously, we know we love Baines here. Kyrie Irving, do you guys claim Kyrie Irving is Australian?
They're
I'm
like
Australian, and I
absolutely-
say hell no to Ben Simmons. That's kind of how I feel you guys feel.
But what if Ben Simmons was awesome right now? It would be a different story, I think.
Before
everyone would be
Brogdon, I
saying,
wanted
oh, yeah, he's Australian.
Patty
he's
Mills.
Australian.
Patty Mills would have been nice on this team.
Patty Mills, another good answer.
Yeah, Connor,
Good
we'll
answer.
figure out a way to get you a T-shirt in Europe if you order from our sponsors. Absolutely. We
Sure.
will have a merch store too with some more stuff
We'll let
beyond the
Nick figure
phenomenal
that out.
T-shirt in 2023. When Nick finally figures out how to get his phone from sideways, Nick Gelso on his phone, like in the dark while at the dentist, can make a social media video and like have Bobby dancing,
Yeah.
in like 45 seconds, but he can't get on this show right
Me
now.
twerking for some reason.
He can't
Yeah.
go from landscape mode on his phone, dude.
Literally,
You have to hit
he's
the
sitting there
unlock
at
button.
the dentist with his stylus pen, and he can make this really cool video. We can't get him out here.
Nick's still going to the. I know he was going to the dentist for a while.
Nick goes to the dentist more than Nick like brushes his teeth. Like he literally is at the dentist
Yeah.
like 6 times a week.
Dentist guy. Hey,
Yeah,
good for him. He must have
he's a
good
dentist
dental
guy.
insurance.
I think he goes to the dentist just to have him brush his teeth. He
I
gets
think
him
he's
cleaned.
related.
Like,
I honestly think he's related to the dentist. So it's like
he gets him cleaned weekly.
got clean teeth. I
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, yes. Good call.
I brushed my
Josh
teeth
Giddey.
today.
Yes.
Giddy's a
Yeah.
good call. I
Yeah,
forgot.
good
I
call.
was thinking of. I was
He'd be
thinking
great for
older.
this team.
I was thinking older players. So yeah, you're right. Giddy's a
have
good
to,
call. Giddy's a good call. New Zealand better.
Giddy is the call.
Flight of the Concords, baby. Let's go.
Nice. There we go.
Brit and Jermaine.
Are you a fan of that? You would be.
I love that. I'm a comedy connoisseur. I'm a fan of everything.
I gotta check them out.
Josh Giddey is the.
I saw them at
loved
a
it.
show once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually opened for Dave Chappelle. This is years ago when he
Oh
was
my
first starting to come back on
God.
tour.
Yeah, I mean, their
Who?
show was really funny.
Oh, Flight of the
Flight of the
Conchords?
Flight of the
Conchords.
Conchords.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good show. That was a really good show.
That was really good.
Anyways,
So this is a fair comment. Celtics did not play soft today. Not that we felt that they played soft against Minnesota. They just didn't play that well against Minnesota. But I did think the Minnesota effort was up. I thought, again, the effort was up tonight. Again, it's really, really, really hard to gauge a game when they shoot as well as they shot. There's going to be some Australia-New Zealand crime on this thread tonight.
yeah, that's probably my fault, huh?
It's coming. Jimmy.
I just meant
Jimmy did it.
geographically.
They're great live. I would love to see these guys live. I don't know if they tour anymore, but if they did, that would be phenomenal. That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, they weren't bad live. It made me want to check this stuff out, but I
They're
haven't
just funny
seen much
dudes.
since.
They're
I've never
funny,
even,
funny,
I haven't
funny
watched
dudes.
it enough to be able to.
What is it, HBO? Were they on?
Yeah, they what's funny is they did one season and they kind of used all of their songs, and then it was a successful show, and they're like, do season 2, and they're like, we got to write some more songs. so they kind of did it. But season 1 was great. There were some moments in season 2 as well that were definitely funny. But the cast is friggin' ridiculous throughout that whole show. Phenomenal show. Like I said, it really is. Who's the other guy? I love this guy.
Yeah, they got a strong fan base. A lot of fans.
Well, they have. It's not just the duo too. There's the whole friggin'
Guys,
cast
nobody
was.
cares about this show.
Oh, it's the best show.
Nobody.
Jimmy's been
cares
annoyed as
about this
All right, we'll move on. We don't have a lot of basketball talk. I'm filibustering.
Did you catch any of the Sixers game?
I'm
beforehand?
filibustering
Sixers
till
Knicks?
either Nick or Bobby jumps in here.
Nick said he's out. Nick said
Hey,
he
this
can't
is
figure
one
out
of
the
my
Wi-Fi.
favorite long-term fans. Thank you, Ann.
Look what you did, John. You scared Nick away. All
Wow,
that,
bored
all
Annie
the
gets
making
paid,
fun of
and
him.
then she gives us her
I love
hard-earned money.
Annie.
We'll
She's
take
been
it.
she's been one of our most loyal fans for a really long time. Thank you, Annie. Merry Christmas to you.
Back from the what was that app that we used?
Good looking out, Annie.
The audio app, locker
Yeah.
room app. She was in the locker room app, I think.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah,
And Twitter.
and Twitter for sure. Annie's a good follow on Twitter for those guys for anyone who wants to. She speaks her mind.
We already answered Connor's question. He needs page
Connor, we'll
instructions.
send you a friggin' t-shirt in Ireland. You
Dude.
can move to Australia. I'll send it to Australia, and I'll send another one to New Zealand just in case we get that wrong.
We
okay?
already answered this question. Then he was like, I want to ask it again.
Yeah, bring it.
Bring it, yeah. Oh, it's Australia, though? Oof, that is going to be
Have we
some
talked about Jaylen?
tough
Who would like
shipping
to
cost.
Who would like to talk about Jaylen? Because obviously we can't
talk about
not
Jaylen.
Talk about Jaylen. Go ahead.
I thought he had a great first quarter start to this game, as he does many times. He's kind of set the tone going. I thought he almost threw down the dunk of the year, possibly on Brook Lopez, but it just rimmed out. I thought that 3 missed free throws at the end of the second quarter was kind of a mental breakdown there. I don't know how that happens. I mean, 1 I can see, 2 is pretty tough, 3 is 80% free throw shooter, so I don't know what happened there. Off in the third, and then fourth quarter had a couple of really big shots that right when the Bucks were like kind of crawling back in it, then I think Jaylen brought it to maybe 12 or 15, like 2 different times. So he had a really, really good night after a really, really good night against the Wolves. So he's kind of finding his form a little bit again. Yeah, I mean, there it is, 29 points, 5 of 9 from 3, 11 from 19 is pretty efficient. I don't know what else.
He legit disappeared for the second and third quarter. It was weird.
He did. He
Just disappeared. Yeah.
He did, but the two most important quarters to me are the first and the fourth. So I guess.
Yeah, no, it's weird though because it's a strange thing I'll never understand with Jaylen. He did get hot. Jaylen with
He's
the
highs
bench,
and lows, man.
Jaylen with the bench unit in the second quarter was not great. Jaylen with the bench unit in the fourth quarter was part of the team that put the game away. It almost Tatum almost didn't need to come back. By the time Tatum come back, they were in a comfortable lead. That actually unit there in that fourth quarter is kind of what started to put that game away. So Brown was obviously huge there. With those guys, he doesn't always play awesome with the bench guys. We've seen that. We've seen a drop off there when Tatum goes off the floor. when Tatum was off the floor, it was part of the time they made the run, and it was Jaylen kind of leading the way with those guys. He was just ridiculous, in the first and the fourth. So that's our Jaylen minute.
And he had the he got into it with Giannis a little bit, which I like to see.
Yeah, he
I
got
like to see
Giannis
the guys
fired
get
up. That
into
was
it.
good.
Yeah, I like to see
Yeah.
that. Bring that on. That gets me going. So
Yeah,
if
got
he's
to
gonna be
do
the guy
better
to
than
do
2 of
that-
6 from 2 of 6 from the free throw line. But again, Jalen's the biggest friggin' enigma because he makes the
Seriously.
toughest shots.
And he just
He really does.
continues to remind the Bucks of like what they don't have, right? Like that second guy to sort of pick up the slack when they need it offensively. And look, people can say what they want about Chris Middleton and what this team would be, if Chris Middleton was around, but he hasn't been around. He hasn't been around all year long. This is part of who they are now. This isn't like, oh, they're missing that piece that's going to push them over. And look, it's December, right? There's still plenty of basketball left this season, but the Celtics, they continue to, they're going back to that stride offensively and they're progressing in a big way. And I think the Bucks, they have to be worried about that for sure, especially after this game and the way they've measured up against these guys. It's like John said, this was that type of game, and especially coming off of that loss
Merry
against
Christmas, John.
the Nets. They really wanted to respond in a big way tonight.
Yeah, they did. I like it. Nothing not to like about tonight, but things are just kind of like you're going to look at from this game. This was a playoff rotations game.
Thanks,
You saw some guys. Thanks, Mush. I do appreciate that.
Thanks, Jacob, too, who said Merry Christmas to us.
Merry Christmas, Jacob. We don't like Joe was playing playoff rotations. You saw some guys get run, Blake and then Sam in the first half. Never saw them again. So Cornette. That they went really far away from that in the second half. So this kind of had a playoff sort of vibe to it in terms of how they would play it. It is really what's depressing is Hauser actually did the thing we asked him to do, which is hit a couple shots, including a ridiculous one. You're not really going to credit him there. So I mean, really 1 of 3 on legitimate threes, 2 of 4 from the game. But that was it. That was it. We never saw Hauser again.
That was it. Yeah, he did do the thing.
He did the thing. That was fun.
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't play him more.
He hit that from Milt Palacio range. That was friggin',
But that first quarter was out. That was an outrageous first quarter. That's what I mean, though. Like that's
the most improbable victory I've ever seen.
Oh man, see, that was one of those games where I was like, look, this team isn't great, but they're fun to watch. That's all I have.
Fun.
Paul Pierce is a star, and the rest is, but we'll see what happens.
People of that era remember the Milt Palacio game like crazy against the Nets.
Yeah. That was way before,
crazy.
maybe not way before, but the season before 2002, the year where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So
totally.
Yeah, those type of wins is like that's all we had growing up. If you're a Celtics fan,
those teams put hair in your chest as a kid.
Yeah.
Even as a 10-year-old or whatever.
Like Bobby doesn't know the pain that we endured.
He has no
hardness
idea.
that we had a hard show going into like 2007.
That's exactly why last year he thought the sky was falling. He's like, trade one of these guys. It's over.
I love that though.
Trade one of these.
Yeah.
So innocent, so pure,
so young, so naive.
so young, so naive. No, it's good stuff. I don't know.
First started watching the Celtics and they were winning championship. They won a championship and they're trying to win another one. Like that's what he remembered.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. I honestly, like I said, I'm stalling till we on, and then
is he coming or what?
What
the F are you doing?
Or
he
Nick.
said he's waiting for Al, and then after Al speaks in the locker room, he's gonna hop on.
Oh God.
I'm gonna try to catch Giannis, but when he hops on, so we'll see.
Tell Giannis what was great. One of my favorite moments of the game.
Want to say something in Greek to him? What are you gonna say, John?
I was, but
Please don't.
There was a Greek sign with 2 Greek flags right under the basket.
I saw
ABC
that, yeah.
caught it big. Kala Christouyena, Giannis, Merry Christmas in Greek with the Greek lettering. Giannis with
the Greek flags in here. Yeah,
Giannis with the Greek lettering. It was great, and that was prominent placement on.
Yeah, that little kid. He was all happy to go to the game. He put his sign together, and then his team took a 20-point L. Kid, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Take that L on you. Put that L into your tree.
Take that, loser. Whole bunch of deuce on the broadcast tonight. That was.
You thought you had a good Christmas gift, kid, and guess what? Your team lost by 21. Take this L.
Yeah.
You'll learn from it. I'm just looking at the stats right here, seeing if anything jumps out to me.
What are you expecting Al Horford to say?
I know. I really though. What Al Horford is going to give you 5 words because he wants to get back to his family on Christmas.
Yeah. Al Horford
Oh,
doesn't care
Bobby.
what Al Horford says. Why do we care?
Oh, Bobby.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
After
Let's
an L,
see.
sometimes I'll give you something. Sometimes.
There's literally nothing. that
Reese
stands out
Darby,
in this
that's the
game.
guy I was thinking of on Flight of the Conchords. He's so freaking
Oh my
funny.
God.
Yes.
We're back on the flight of the Concords.
Their boss. Oh my God, is he funny? The travel agency. He's their manager. Ugh.
So wait, what's the show though? Is it just like them?
Did you
singing?
guys-
It's a
Reese
sketch
Darby
comedy?
runs like a travel agency or like a New Zealand travel agent or whatever it is. Or no, he works at the New Zealand consulate and he's the manager of this ridiculous band that has like 2 fans. One of them's Kristen Schaal, who's really funny as well. And they go play gigs in front of like 4 people and it's just a disaster. But anyway, what, Jimmy?
Did anybody catch the other basketball games today at all? This is
No.
a sports show, right?
No,
Were
we
they
were
good?
working, Jimmy. I didn't catch the other ones.
Well, dude,
Well, the Knicks game I
Philly,
did, which I didn't.
Philly looked
I wasn't a
solid
fan of
and
that
Mead was doing
broadcast,
his
by the
thing.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
Jimmy?
What weren't you a fan
Present.
about?
Josue?
Yeah.
Present.
They had
Yep.
they had like they were just talking while the game played in the background. It was
Oh, okay. You don't like the conversational style.
yeah, but they were like barely talking about the game, and when they did, it was like, oh look.
You know what you need to do, just wait. You
the
need
Knicks
to
are
mute.
losing by
You need to
7.
mute the TV, and you need to find the radio game call, and then you'll get your play-by-play that you're looking for.
I know.
Me
A. Smith, I think,
personally,
good guest, but
On
it's not what-
Christmas,
not
I
what
don't mind a
thought
little
it was.
casual conversation. If I'm watching the game, my eyes will tell me what's going on. I don't need to be
Yeah, but
told
talk about the game.
what's
You
going
know,
on.
you gotta go.
They were
back and forth.
What would they do? Like, what
Kinda
would
like
you
what
say?
we do here.
Like the equivalent of like Flight of the Concords talk for 20 minutes? Would it be like something like that?
Just Christmas stuff. It was like a talk show with the game playing in the background.
Lakers took a big L. They went like completely cold in the 3rd quarter, and it was kind of sad to see. LeBron looked good though. LeBron's still doing his thing. Christmas LeBron. Oh God.
Another year wasted.
Oh God is
Still
right.
You seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh my God. He's dangling from the ceiling.
We have somebody in the back room.
Who
No
gets what?
names. We have somebody in the back room that's poking around, and he's gone.
And he's
that was
gone.
it. That was a tease. That was a little tease for us. Josue, what'd you get for Christmas? And you get anything good? Santa come?
Oh man, got a suit. Got a nice
you wearing it?
jacket. Santa knows what's up. He
Are
knows
you
what I
wearing your
do.
Christmas gift? Be honest.
I'm not. No, this is another suit. Actually, I have.
Tag's still on it.
I got a jacket here. I got a pea coat, a new one.
Oh, peacoat. Okay.
I'll show you guys in a little bit. What'd you get, Jimmy? Anything good?
All right, take care, Brian. Good seeing
Jimmy, you're muted.
Oh, I just freaked, John. I thought that was me.
you.
Oof. Yeah, you're muted, man. What happened?
Oh, my microphone stopped.
Oh, there you go. Now you're back.
Oh, I'm back? Wait, so
Yeah,
did you
you
get
freaked
my
me out for a
Christmas
second.
gift? I got an overcoat. Not a pea coat, but it's a different coat. It's nice, though. And I got some clothes. You know, odds and ends stuff. Some socks. Everyone here probably got socks in some way, shape, or form.
I'm surprised I didn't. I usually do.
John, what about you? Your family
It's
get you
almost,
anything?
it's almost always. I get like 2 presents. It's either booze or like kitchen or food stuff. You know, that's all I ever get, which is fine.
I didn't get
'cause
any booze, which is
because I like that.
probably a
I-
message
you
to
know,
my family.
I get
saying-
some nice whiskey, or like a wine club, thing, or like stuff to make better food for people. Like my wife knows. She's like, here, take this and cook.
Drink this
So
while you
everyone
cook.
else benefits from it.
Everyone benefits from me. She's like, yeah, here you go. Here's your stuff, But yeah, like a griddle, a cast iron skillet, some stuff that I wanted, a couple
Oh, I
kitchen
got that last year.
gadgets, which I like. Nick, do you want me to put you on in this
I think
boomer
he's
way?
frozen. I think he's
Or is he
frozen.
frozen? Look,
I was
this is
looking
what
at
I'm
it.
looking at right here. This.
And
He's
he's
gone.
gone.
I see why
yeah,
you're
he was
frustrated.
freaking frozen. I knew it. I was
Frozen.
looking at it too. We're trying to get him on, guys. We really are. Which might be a mistake. Bucks just took a 3-0 lead. No big deal.
Bucks
Wait, is he
did.
coming in from PA?
Christmas Day Brady.
Never
Christmas. Tommy Christmas, they call him. Tommy
I'm
Christmas
gonna
is
say
back.
that Christian Watson ruined my life today, and probably
Oh, my
cost
team
me
is
my
down.
the only fantasy league I'm alive in. Nobody cares, but man,
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, but
Nobody cares.
man, what a blow! What a
I know
blow
you guys are
that
happy.
was.
My fantasy team. This is it. This might be it.
Oh
Probably.
yeah,
You
this
taking an L too?
fraudulent team is finally going down.
Hey, almost went to the finals.
Pretty
So
interesting. One thing that was interesting about the game, if we're going to talk a little bit about stuff,
Please.
today, was how little everybody shot not named Tatum and Brown in the starting lineup. They were basically like, "Here, you guys do it." This could get interesting. This
Nick
could
keeps
get
freezing, I think.
this could get really interesting.
Oh, there he is.
All right, we're gonna do this for sure,
boy.
which makes it somewhat interesting.
Hey!
I thought I was Nick. Oh, they both check in at the
Merry
same time?
Christmas, Bobby.
This could get really interesting. What's up, Bobby?
Oh boy.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, no, I hope you're good.
You are good.
What is going on? So, emphatic win
Christmas.
here.
Hey.
Frozen
hey,
Nick. No,
No,
real
he's
Nick.
there. Wow, Bobby cucked.
Nick's
What's up,
excited
Nick?
about this
Merry
one.
Christmas.
Up, guys?
Oh boy.
Oh, the audio needs some work though.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that was Nick
Oh,
Gelso,
okay,
everybody.
that's
We'll get him
okay.
back. We'll get him
Merry
back. We'll get him
Christmas,
back.
Nick.
We'll get him back. We'll
Well
get him back.
done.
We'll
Well
get him
done,
back.
everybody.
Bobby, give us some legitimate basketball thoughts, because literally I'm talking about an obscure HBO comedy featuring a New Zealand musical duo that has been off the air for well over a decade, and that's where we are right now. So you got to talk. You got
We're
to say
losing
something
viewers by the second.
about basketball.
Yeah, so I've kind of been developing.
Josue's
a take
jumping
for a
into
couple
pressers.
weeks.
Josue, Merry Christmas. Bye. We will
Peace,
not be
Joe.
on the air when you get back.
Merry
I-
Christmas, guys. Appreciate
Later,
it.
Merry
bud.
Christmas.
I think I hear Deuce crying back there.
Oh man, what a game from it. We gotta have like over/unders for the show in terms of mentions. I think the Bucks are in some trouble here, just in terms of looking at their roster, looking at Chris Middleton's health and the way he's played since he's come back. He obviously doesn't play in this one, but they're having a lot of trouble there. If you look at them recently, and it continued into this game. I've never seen Giannis look that passive and out of the flow of their offense. Looked like they sat him for extended stretches to try to get themselves going.
What did they do to him? They sit him all the time, though. They're pretty good about his management.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah,
But in this
his
one, it
minute
kind of was
management.
glaring that
Yeah.
he just fell out of the flow. I think he started 5 of 15. But yeah, a lot of it, it comes down to the fact that they build a wall in the lane really effectively. I think they have a good feel for those like pickup motions he does, where he kind of picks up the ball and starts like waving it around and drives to the rim. I think they just have a great feel for his tendencies, because I can't think of any other reason why he'd be launching jumpers and settling the way
What
he
was he doing there? Why was he doing that?
I think he just saw them playing his drives a certain type of way and was trying to shoot over basically the wall of Celtics that
All
were
right,
in the
we-
paint there. You got Grant, you got Horford. Those guys did a great job in this one, and it completely dismantled the Bucks outside of that stretch in the second where Holiday took over, and I thought he was good. But you look at the depth of creation on this roster, it's not there. Like these two rosters in terms of like levels of creation, like you look at the Celtics, it's like Tatum, Brown, White, Smart, Horford. You can count off all these guys that can make a play. It's not the same way on the Bucks, and I felt like that's what killed them in that series as much as Middleton's absence. And when you look at Middleton, everyone's just going to keep saying Middleton's out, Middleton's out, Middleton. Well, when's he going to play? You know,
Well, the
like,
question is, when he does play, is he what he was, or is
And
he
that's it too, yeah.
diminished? It's hard to say, but I mean,
he's hurt a lot now.
He has been, but the first thing was wrist, and that to me is not like you have a debilitating knee injury or something
Well, the
like that.
knees what kept him out of the playoffs.
But now, right. But the offseason thing was a wrist thing, and the knee is what kept him out of the playoffs. And now, what is the injury currently? Knee again?
I think
knee
it's a
pain.
knee tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not great. Let's bring in Nick. Well, I don't know if he's going to talk because his mic not be good, but he's just going to give a lot of thumbs up and waves. He's like, Nick is more here, like
Nick.
he's on. It's more like Nick is on the Garden Report float than he is actually the show. Just gonna wave to you
Can
guys.
you guys hear me? My audio better?
It's
Whatever, roll
it's
with it.
Pretty, it's
If we crash off the air, who cares at this point?
Well,
it's as
Merry
expected.
Christmas. That's all I want to hear. I'm in Brockton right now.
We can tell.
Yeah, we got you.
The melody. Happy Hanukkah to those that are persuasion.
They're getting the important words.
I love it.
We can hear you.
No.
We can hear you enough. Yeah. Can you
I-
see us?
We get half of every fifth word, so
Yeah.
that's good.
We got Hanukkah, we got Christmas, we got the
Got
idea.
Hanukkah.
Nick's got that PA Wi-Fi.
It's gotten so bad that our producer Tim, as soon as he saw Nick come on, went to go grab a drink.
He's like, I can't deal with this show.
Before,
anymore."
in case we
He's
crash
like, I'm gonna
off
need to look for a new job after this.
in case we crash off the air, because yes, this is terrible. What'll happen first? The stream dies, or all of you leave. I think it's a toss-up at this point, and I'm
Really,
not going to
yeah.
blame anybody if you do go. When I watch that number dwindle to a certain point, we're just going to shut it down. But as long as you're going to tolerate this nonsense, I guess we'll hang out for a little bit.
A little bit longer. Yeah.
But
A little bit longer.
yeah, but
here.
in case I forget, because in
No,
case we do
Nick, you
crash off
stay.
the air. I do want to know, Nick, you're not going anywhere, buddy. I want to say thank you and Merry Christmas to Tim Shields producing here in the
Yes.
background, and Amit, our super producer, who is at the Garden right now behind the
Was he?
scenes,
Wow.
making us look good.
He's a big reason those pressers are looking so good lately.
Amit does everything,
much.
okay? And so thanks to those guys. Thanks also within the company. Merry Christmas to Guy Neer, George Danello. Happy holidays
Merry
to all of
Christmas.
those guys who make CLNS run and make this place, make it possible for us to do what we do. And there's obviously several others we're affiliated with here at the network, and everybody who podcasts with us. Merry Christmas to all you guys as well. Nick, try anything.
There we go. There you have it.
What did he?
I don't know what he
that was
said.
it.
I
That's what
heard
he
the
came up
I
with?
heard the S of Merry Christmas.
Is that what it was?
That was all I caught. That's it. That's it. Oh my good.
Nick, did Santa come over there?
Another
Oh,
little,
and
another
his
little
head-
granny laugh.
Oh boy, he took the headphones out and.
What
Nothing
is
now.
going on over there? Just keeps
can't hear
getting
you
worse
now,
and
bud.
worse.
No, literally zero. We're down to officially zero.
Oh,
Oh,
now
and
this
he
Does
turned
that
his
help?
phone. Nope. Doesn't. And he's gone.
And that was
Yeah.
Nick Gelso, everybody.
That was a peek inside Nick's brain, everybody.
That was the worst collapse I've ever seen in streaming history.
That was
That's
tough.
all right. But he was happy. Okay, that's the way Nick would have wanted to go out. Okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh my! I see the one bar. He's got the one G.
He did it. He went out doing what he loved.
He went out doing exactly what he loves.
Making a fool of himself on a
Knowing-
video.
How do you
Doing
feel
what he
coming
does
out?
best. Doing what he does best.
How do you feel coming out of this one, John? Did this one move you at all after the recent?
Oh, I'm emotional.
Wait.
No.
He's still hanging around.
Yes, he's back.
You still can't hear him, but he's back.
the lips.
You hear
No.
me now?
Oh,
Yes, I heard all of. Can you hear me
we
now?
can hear you now.
All right, I'm good.
Not quite.
You are a
boomer.
little bit.
Live.
No, you're good.
He's like a vandal. He's just gonna keep popping in here.
He's just trying
vandalizing the
different.
show.
Just clicking Wi-Fi.
While
He's
Nick's
just
figuring
trying
stuff
each one.
out, Bobby, I'll tell you, adjusting the light should help the Wi-Fi, Nick, I think. Bobby, to answer your question, what do I feel? Are they back? And this isn't the pessimistic spin on it. You could just hang there and smile.
We heard that.
Honestly, it's that's fine. People like that. Even
Yeah.
your reactions to things are good.
If you have
Bobby,
very
to answer
quick
your
thoughts,
question,
you might sneak them in before you.
I hate saying this, but like in a game they shoot this well, it's so hard to gauge like how much of it is just the shots falling and or how much of it is, well, they worked to get those shots to fall and they deserved the results that they got at the end of the day. I can't really figure it out, so I'll kind of flip it back to you. Do you feel from an approach standpoint what they did tonight is one of the reasons why they were able to score more? Or is it just one of those nights where all the shots went in?
I think it was a mix of Friday and that Lakers comeback. When you look at what Smart did, getting them going in transition, and Tatum moving into that mid-range, the post area in that third, fourth quarter, he was great. That's as good of a game, as good of a
Because it's
quarter
only
in the third.
7 threes from Tatum. He gets to the line 10 times. That's encouraging stuff, right? Like
I think, how many threes did he take? 9,
he only
7?
took 7 threes all game.
And he took 11 shots in the paint.
Yeah,
So that's
what
a
I
good
mean.
balance
It's like
there.
that's a much better balance.
Yeah, and he's 9-9 for the season. Usually it's 50-50. So he moved in the paint direction in this game. We saw that from him early in the year, and it just looked like a super motivated effort from him. A lot of that comes in transition. You saw him getting go-ahead baskets more often, but he also threw down the dunk of his season, certainly over Giannis there. And that just seemed to take Giannis out of the game, propel him to new heights. I love the mid-range shot he's starting to flash now. I've always talked about that not really being a good look for him. And he's starting to hit it.
I love it.
Steadily, yeah. So that's a good release valve when you're not shooting well.
It's about good shots. You get to your spot, you take a shot that you're comfortable taking is better than what the math says is a better percentage shot sometimes. It's a matter of getting there. That's the problem is I think we've just confused ourselves with this idea of contested twos being like the worst thing in the world. And it's not contested if you're able to like get to a spot, rise up and confidently shoot something. It just is when the clock is running late and you're trying to hit, fallaways and step backs on people all day long as like the move that you set up and tried to, and that was the result that you were looking for. Those are difficult. But sometimes it's the right shot, particularly when they're collapsing the paint on you and there's a lot of bodies there. We've seen how he struggles sometimes when teams do that. The only solution is you get past that first defender and you rise up. That's the best shot you're going to get in that situation. That's why I like it. I'm not saying that's a shot you want to take all the time, but you got a better chance of hitting that than whatever's going to follow in a lot of those situations.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, until that epic game 6, he sort of struggled in this series against that style of defense. And the Bucks have done a better job protecting the three this year. I saw they came into this one top 10. Celtics came in at 11th in terms of defending the three. So that lane's open. Mid-ranger's certainly open. And
the floater, that's what he worked at this summer. He's like, I got to find a way to score there if it's going to be a problem, if they're going to keep making problems for me.
Yeah, and he goes 5 of 5 at the rim.
Yep.
6 of 9 from in between, or 6 of 10 rather. He had a long 2 that he missed. So that's a good balance from him. I thought he overcame some Brown struggles in this one, another uneven Brown game. And he sort of took charge there. Smart, 4 shots, got out of the way, ran the 2-man game, give and goes. Joe said he was one of the best players on the floor tonight, even though he only took 4 shots. So another epic Smart game. The assists just are soaring for him. I don't even know what he's averaging for the year at this point, but every game it feels like it's 8.
It's impossible
10.
to find out.
Yeah, he looks great.
Nobody knows.
It's another, we're checking off the boxes of different teams. He came into this one 7.3, so yeah, he inches closer to 8.
Yeah.
Couple hockey assists too.
Yeah, and Grant talked about, or Al talked about that rather, that he's a lot of the times he's setting up the offense, so it's not even assists that he's getting in those spots, well, in different sets that he's creating. So you feel super confident in him as the point guard right now, and this is what Joe talked about post-game too, is the fact that he trusts these guys to make it happen. Like, it's just that continuous theme of they had a good approach when they were winning. He said again they had a good approach when they were losing for that 5 or 6 stretch, and then they worked their way out of it these last 2 here against, Minnesota's not a great team, but this is a great team in Milwaukee, even without Middleton.
This is good. This is good, Marcus.
And to your point on the threes, John, you lose a couple of threes here, you still got 120, 125, 120.
Maybe a lot of that stuff came
points.
They did. It was an incredible game. They shot 60% for 59% for the entire game, period. Not only 48 from 3. So
yeah, but that's the point of getting it from different spots. It wasn't all threes in this one.
Totally good. We talked about the Smart effect. Him returning, I thought was we all just agreed, was a huge impact. Last game,
60%.
He settles it. They need him right now. Whether or not he's an elite point guard, we can debate that for the rest of our lives. Everyone's got a different opinion there. Whether or not he's the best guy for this team and is able to provide them what they need, there's no question about that. When he's out, they notice that he's out.
60% from the field, Bobby, against what many would say is one of the best defensive teams in the league. Especially when you talk about...
They were the best defense by miles to start the year.
Right. Giannis, Holiday, Lopez, you could argue are 3 of the best defensive players at their position. Yeah. And they go out there and shoot 60% from the field. Already talked about the damage they did inside the 3-point line. This is definitely an impressive win.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're down to 5 overall this season. This month they are, 14th. So again, they're slipping. They have a negative net rating this month. They've lost 6 of 13.
Yeah.
So something slipped. Again, when we were talking about the Celtics struggles, it was like, oh, the Bucks are right down there with them in terms of worst offenses in the league this month. And they've risen up a little bit to 18th. But I don't know. Something's just off there to me between the Middleton injury, Giannis slipping just there. You remember we talked All NBA, and I didn't think Giannis was in that first or second team group. I think he's just been like a third, second team guy at best this year. And then you look at Holiday's great, but up and down their lineup, they almost got that Crowder trade off. If you saw the report a month or two ago, trading Allen and getting Crowder in there, I thought that would have been a good deal for them. So I don't know. They need something, I feel like. You see Allen playing a ton. Connaughton was good in this game, but Tatum's able to go at a guy like that. It just sort of feels like that Heat team that, got to the finals, reached this elite level in the East, and then it's like, all right, you got Butler, you got Bam, you got Lowry coming in, but like, what else is around these guys? And the Celtics just look so much deeper than this group, even though
look, they just ran a gauntlet here, Bobby.
In this one, yeah,
the Bucks just ran that gauntlet, and they fell short on all of them. That's you talk about like circle.
They got smashed by the Nets.
Circle something on your schedule and look at it, and like this 3-game stretch was, you're not going to say it's season defining, but it's certainly the thing that the Bucks are probably looking at as a team. And how they would stack up here, and they really failed this test here in this 3-game stretch between losing to the three other top teams in the East, Cavs, Nets, Celtics, and you're right. I mean, you get smashed
got
tonight
by the Nets, right?
And they got beat by the Nets pretty good here too. And the Cavs game was more competitive, but that's 3 games all on the road, not great. Coming off a win against the Pelicans, who were playing well, before that. But I mean, also, like I said, a week or so ago, 10 days ago, you had that insane 40-point loss to the Grizzlies. So they've been humbled a little bit recently. They definitely probably question themselves. It's just, we know who they are. We know they're going to be there at the end of the day.
This is still true.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, it depends what kind of depth we're talking about, like 1 through 8 playoff depth, which I think
and again,
is what you had in this one.
It's a fair point. The C's looked legitimately terrible for 6 games. Terrible.
Right.
Terrible. So nothing is fixed and nothing is certain. I think what we learned, if we're going to say we learned anything during this stretch from Phoenix through the West Coast trip to now, is we gotta chill out and we gotta not overreact. And it's hard not to.
That's what we do.
It's what we do. I've been doing it my whole life.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just be like, guys, it's just 1 game.
Everybody, just wait.
Every single show, just have the same take.
We'll do a show at the end of the year, Jimmy.
Yeah. We're not even going to do a Garden Report until the season is just about over, and then we can tell you and really be able to analyze whether anything mattered or not. You're right.
No,
Jimmy.
I mean, I went through this with the
Jimmy.
Heat.
That's what we do. We're Boston fans. We overreact to the positive and the negative.
People said we were overreacting. I wasn't on the show, but I know people said you were overreacting after Warriors lost, but that really was the beginning of a really bad stretch. So did you overreact, or did you kind of see the start of what's trending in the wrong direction? See some bad habits starting to form.
I got flagged for overreacting when they were playing well, and I get flagged for overreacting when they play poorly. I mean, the reality is it's a long friggin' season. But what I will say is I do think I and several others absolutely punched the Celtics ticket to the conference finals after watching them the first 20 games or so. And nobody's getting in their way. And it did legitimately look to most NBA people, even smart people, not idiots like me, like that there was the Celtics and then the Bucks and then everybody else. And now it looks like it's a little bit closer. So I think a lot of people jumped the gun on this overall dominance and like invincibility of the Celtics. I still think their best game beats everyone else's best game, but they're mortal. They're human. I think we learned that during this stretch here, and obviously the Bucks are too, but I'm not counting them out either.
No, and to me it comes down in the playoffs to mental toughness, and that's really what I think we're all not quite there yet with this team, because we've seen what happens when things go south for them, and they go really, really south. So that's something that we might not learn truly until the playoffs, what their mental.
I'm not really leaving.
Oh, bummer. Just a fake out.
I'm not sounding the alarm on them like I was the Heat early in the season. I got a lot of crap for that too after I saw and heard from them down in Miami. I thought just weird feel around them, and we've seen that play out. I didn't get to talk to any Bucks tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to do that in February when I head up there.
Nice.
Because I just want to get a feel for the mood around that team right now, because just watching them and following them and seeing their stat sheets and obviously the last 3 games here and even just some stretches throughout this year, it doesn't look like the same team for some reason. And I don't know, I can't really place my finger on it, but something is telling me that they might not be that chief rival in the East to the Celtics. I've been really high on the Cavs since the start of this year. Obviously they beat the Celtics pretty handily twice. And, they've had their slip-ups, too, within the last game or so here. But overall, I feel like they've been a very consistent top 10 offense, top 10 defense. They're actually the number 1 defense in the league right now, Cleveland. So I'm starting to focus on them a little bit more now. Even though they're not grouped in with that big 4 in terms of pedigree in the conference, they're rising. And I think they can rise fast enough to be right there with Boston by the end of it. The Bucks and Celtics won't play again until February. So we'll see what happens then in between.
Who's up next?
The Rockets.
Rockets, that's right. James Harden's next team.
What was that? John?
That came out of nowhere today.
That came out of nowhere. We're going to get going. We said it was going to be short. We're over an hour. Final thoughts here tonight so we can get back to our lives and you guys can get back to your families.
Bobby, you want to go or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty simple thought. I had this game circled for a while. This was a game that I wanted to see where the Celtics stacked up. And I know maybe they're getting the Bucks at a down time with whatever's going on with them. But I wanted the Celtics to roll over these guys today, and they did just that. I liked the aggressiveness from, Tatum, Brown. Obviously liked the start that they had. And I just feel a lot more better about this team today than I did, a week ago, let's say, for example. So all in all, it was a great, I think anyone who went to the game had a great time. Anyone who watched it with their families and friends around the Christmas tree enjoyed a good game. And that's pretty much it. Merry Christmas to everybody who jumped on with us today, too.
Yep.
This game was a lot about the offense, but defensively, I think you're starting to see the Celtics turn it around. It's looking good. I think to see Giannis limited in the way he was, and he scored a bunch at the end. I think I actually texted you guys that he was just kind of stat padding there at the end with all those layups down the stretch. They really held Giannis down in this one, made it look difficult for him, made him settle. And that's a credit to the defense. In fact, I didn't want to make it the theme tonight because he was in early, didn't play a lot after, and then sort of returned in the second half was Rob. You started to see them do that thing with Rob again, playing him off Carter and playing him off Connaughton and Matthews and some of those guys.
Roaming.
And he was in the paint area, starting to cause a little disruption, but he didn't play a lot tonight, which I thought was weird, at least in that first half. So
could be post illness too, who knows?
You're hoping to start seeing him more involved in many different areas of the game, and it looks like they increased his defensive role, at least in the time that he played here. But 13 minutes, I don't know. He's going to have to play more than this to be a big impact guy on the team, but at least he's making the most of those minutes. 3 or 4, 2 rebounds, fouls a little bit, but gets a block. Another step for him, I'd say, but not a huge one.
Okay. All right. I'll just wrap by saying what I said at the beginning of the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you guys immensely. We really do. We wouldn't do this if you guys weren't here to listen to us. So we do appreciate you taking time out of your holidays to spend time with us on this holiday.
Absolutely.
So yes, so to you and all of your families, it's great having you here. We really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates. Happy holidays to those of you who don't. It doesn't matter. All part of the Garden family here, so we really do enjoy spending time with you guys and talking hoops. We're back on Monday with the Houston Rockets. Again, shout out to Josue, who's not here. Tim Shields, who is back of house producing the show. Nick Gelso, who we saw just the right amount of tonight.
Just enough.
Just enough of Nick. That's about all the Nick we needed. It's like nutmeg. It's just a sprinkle.
Just
dash.
a touch. You can always taste it, but you don't need much of it. Yeah, it's there. It changes
just
everything.
A pinch of Gelso is all that is required sometimes, and that's fine. And obviously,
and you know what?
Ahmed as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys for all
guys.
your hard work this year.
If anyone wants a little bit more content, we got a couple small Christmas episodes out too. We got a Christmas song episode and a Christmas movie episode. They're only like 8 minutes each. So Bobby had an all-time bad take. If you want to listen to that on the Christmas music episode, all-time bad take. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, good
but,
tease, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, the reactions were very real and priceless, and still recovering, to be completely honest.
It's pretty funny stuff. Yeah. So we're back on Monday. Go eat another plate.
No, tomorrow's Monday.
Tuesday. Sorry. Tuesday. Have
Okay.
another plate of
Scared
food.
me.
Have yourself a drink. Make that White Russian.
Cheers.
No more hastily
some
made
cookies.
vodka sodas. Yeah. Have some cookies. I made some
I
pumpkin.
can't eat anything else.
Pumpkin
More
cheesecake. I need a
pumpkin.
food detox right now. Yeah. It was
I
pumpkin
can't.
cheesecake squares. That's what I ended up making.
How many squares did you end up down?
I don't want any of them. I really, I just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it.
Just
The
sick of
dessert
it.
was killing me. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so fooded out. So anyway,
Dessert was like it was almost like a chore today to do dessert because like somebody made it and you're like I gotta have it.
yeah.
But anyways,
Didn't want it.
Anyways.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging.